The legendary rock stars of the 60s and 70s not only rocked the world with their music, but also with their irresistible beauty. Do you still remember the seductive allure of Janice Joplin or the powerful charm of Grace Slick? These women were not just music icons. They were beauty legends of an entire generation. But have you ever wondered, what do these picture-perfect faces look like now? Hit that follow button and join us as we travel back in time to uncover the astonishing transformations of the rock stars who made millions of hearts race. The reality will leave you speechless. 1. Kate Pearson. The B-52s. Do you remember Love Shack, the hit with the high-pitched, cheerful female vocals that were synonymous with wild parties and dancing under neon lights? Kate Pearson was once called the Alien Queen, with her spiked red hair, surreal dresses, and an aura that seemed out of this world. Now at 76, Kate lives peacefully with her wife in New York, following a vegan diet and practicing meditation every morning to maintain her strong singing voice. 2. Bonnie Tyler. Every time Total Eclipse of the Heart plays, it's like a storm of emotions sweeps in, with her distinctive raspy voice that makes the whole world stop and listen. She had wild, voluminous hair like fire and eyes that were both mysterious and fierce, much like the song itself. At 73, Bonnie still tours around Europe, and few people know she loves growing strawberries, mixing cocktails, and keeps her voice in shape by talking to herself in front of the mirror every day. 3. Cindy Wilson. The B-52s. Rock Lobster was a strange, catchy sound, and Cindy Wilson's voice helped create it, both quirky and unforgettable. Cindy has an elusive beauty, with a mischievous gaze, sharp, curved lips, and a fashion sense that seems straight out of an acid pop circus. Now, she lives quietly in Georgia, spending time with experimental music, and once surprised everyone by revealing she found peace in Tibetan Buddhist meditation. 4. Sylvie Varton. Just hearing La plus belle pour aller danser takes generations of French youth back to their dreamy youth and first dances. With porcelain skin, glossy blonde hair, and perfect long legs, Sylvie was once the epitome of sensuality, so much so that even Elvis Presley was captivated by her. Now, at 80, she splits her time between California and Paris, quietly doing charity work, and few know that she underwent a dangerous heart surgery in 2019. 5. Ann Wilson Hart. Barracuda wasn't just a hit, it was the roar of feminism in a male-dominated rock world, and Ann Wilson was the one who held its soul. Her wild, curly hair, thunderous presence, and sharp voice made her an icon that every guitarist had to respect. Now at 73, Ann maintains her health with a keto diet and has openly shared her battle to overcome tranquilizer addiction in the 1980s. 6. Nancy Wilson Hart. Crazy on You made the hearts of millions skip a beat. It was the first time a woman played guitar with such intensity and passion. Nancy has a delicate, mist-like beauty, eyes that sparkle with sorrow, and a smile that could make any drummer miss their beat. Now at 70, she still writes music and revealed that she always carries a book of poetry written during her flights. 7. Kate Bush. Just hearing Wuthering Heights pulls you into a ghostly world, where Kate Bush's haunting voice makes the space feel surreal. Kate embodies gothic fairy beauty, her wavy red hair, distant gaze, and a dance style that seems like a performance in another dimension. At 66, Kate still lives in seclusion in Devon, England, rarely appearing in public, and spends her time painting and raising foxes. 8. Agnetha Feldskog ABBA. Dancing Queen was the soul of every 70s dance floor, and Agnetha was the blonde queen who made the world swoon. With her high nose, angelic face, and cinematic smile, Agnetha was once dubbed the Marilyn Monroe of Sweden. Now at 74, she lives quietly, having struggled with a fear of crowds, and finds peace by growing flowers and taking care of. 9. Lena Love. Lucky Number played like a punk Morse code, And Lena Love was the trailblazer mixing punk and opera in a wild way. She appeared with strange braided hair, deep dark circles under her eyes like a cartoon character, and gestures that seemed to come straight out of a Tim Burton comic book. Lena still performs at underground shows and shocked everyone when she revealed she hasn't used a mobile phone for 20 years. 10. Joanie Mitchell. A Case of You is the most beautiful, shattered love song of all time. Joanie Mitchell didn't just write music. She painted entire worlds with her words. With her long blonde hair, angular face, and eyes deep as the sea, Joanie is the carefree muse, wandering between jazz and folk. Now at 81, Joanie is recovering from a stroke with music therapy from songs she wrote herself, and moved everyone when she made a surprise appearance at the Newport Festival in 2022. 11. Susie Quattro. When you tune in to watch Ken the Can on TV, you'll see a petite woman holding a heavy bass, kicking her legs like a true rock star. Susie Quattro became a feminist icon with her shiny leather jumpsuit, a challenging stare, and a voice as gritty as a Harley-Davidson engine. At 74, she still tours regularly and writes poetry she confessed to being addicted to the gym and can only sleep while listening to symphonic music. 12. Joan Baez. Do you remember Diamonds and Rust, the ballad that made time seem to stand still, with a voice that lingers like a gentle farewell? Joan possesses a peaceful beauty, long black hair, compassionate eyes, and an aura like a poet singing amidst war. At 83, she is still active in social causes, having been arrested during anti-war protests, and now lives on a solar-powered farm in California. 13. Nancy Sinatra. These boots are made for walking kicked off the era of rebellious women, and Nancy Sinatra was the sexy icon who didn't need to show skin. With thigh-high boots, a mischievous gaze, and her signature retro voluminous hairstyle, Nancy was a fashion and music icon. Now at 84, Nancy still writes a blog, often sharing her favorite weekly playlists on Twitter, and lives a very private life in Los Angeles. 14. Debbie Harry Blondie. Heart of Glass was where punk and disco met, and Debbie Harry opened the door to both worlds with a lethal charm. She was like Marilyn Monroe, post-war platinum hair, red lips, and eyes that seemed to shoot out electricity. At 79, Debbie still performs and recently released a memoir that shocked many when she spoke about her tumultuous and bitter relationship with the New York underground art scene. 15. Joan Jett. I Love Rock and Roll became the anthem for every rebellious girl in the 80s, and Joan Jett embodied that declaration. With jet black hair, bold eyeliner, and a no-apologies style, Joan was the punk rock icon admired by many. Now at 66, Joan still tours vigorously, has been vegan since 1980, and once shocked everyone by saying, "I love cats more than human love." 16. Grace Slick, Jefferson Airplane. When White Rabbit plays, it's like falling into a psychedelic trance, with a hypnotic voice and a wild philosophy from a rock goddess. Grace Slick once left the media in awe with her sharp eyes, high cheekbones, and an aloofness like a warrior of illusion. At 85, Grace has stepped away from the stage, spending her time painting abstract art, and famously declared, "No one should sing rock after 50. 17. Linda Ronstadt. Do you remember Blue Bayou every time Linda Ronstadt sings? It's like the heart melts in the soft yet haunting melody. With soulful brown eyes, a round, angelic face, and a velvet voice, Linda was once called the country rock princess of the 70s. Now at 78, she lives quietly after being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, but remains active in social causes and organizes lullaby sessions for orphaned children at home. 18. Jan Quenneman Vixen. Edge of a Broken Heart was the scream of rebellious hearts, and Jan Quenneman was the soul of the band Vixen. With fiery red, voluminous hair, a bold stare, and a guitar that soared like a rocket, Jan was the fiery-haired warrior of glam metal. Sadly, she passed away in 2013 at 51 due to cancer, leaving the rock world mourning and an unpublished diary behind. 19. Jinx Dawson Coven. Wicked Woman was the first song to bring satanic themes to the stage, and Jinx Dawson was the seductive witch who paved the way for shock rock. With long, midnight black hair, a black velvet cloak, and a stance as if casting a spell, Jinx was a dazzling ghost on stage. Now, Jinx still performs with Coven, has over 20 black cats in her gothic mansion in Chicago. 20. Lita Ford, The Runaways. Kiss Me Deadly. You could listen to it over and over and never get enough, with Lita Ford's steel voice and fiery guitar. Lita is both a sex symbol and a force of power with sun-kissed blonde hair, a warrior's body, and a smile that fears no one. Now at 66, she lives in Arizona, teaches guitar to young girls, and once shared that she still records rock music in her living room. 21. Christine McVie Fleetwood Mac. Songbird was the song chosen to say goodbye to many people, and Christine McVie was the one who infused Fleetwood Mac with its tenderness. With a kind face, soft blonde hair, and a voice that carried the colors of autumn, Christine was the peaceful heart of a band filled with turmoil. Christine passed away in 2022 at 79, leaving behind a pile of unpublished manuscripts and a memoir currently being secretly edited. 22. Pat Benatar. Love is a Battlefield was played countless times on MTV, and Pat Benatar was the one commanding the emotional front. With a small frame but steel-like eyes, short, bold hair, and a voice that soared like a warrior, Pat was the general of American rock. Now at 71, she still performs alongside her husband guitarist Neil Giraldo, and famously refused entry to the Rock Hall until her husband was also inducted. 23. Tina Weymouth Talking Heads. Psycho Killer probably wouldn't stand out as much without Tina Weymouth's smooth, improvisational bass line. Tina had a laid-back tomboy style, with messy hair and a thoughtful look, like an independent stage artist cool without trying. At 74, she lives in Connecticut, runs an organic vegetable garden, and once shared that she learned the art of making Vietnamese fish sauce. 24. Neko, The Velvet Underground. Femme Fatale wasn't just the title of a song, but also Neko's identity, a melancholy muse with a voice cold as marble. With a Greek goddess face, platinum blonde hair, and an eternally distant aura, Neko was the surrealist icon of the metaphysical art world. Neko passed away in 1988 at 49 in a cycling accident in Ibiza, carrying with her an unfinished poetry book. 25. Sheree Curry, The Runaways. Do you remember Cherry Bomb? When Sheree Curry stepped on stage in satin lingerie and a fierce scream, every definition of a female singer was shattered. With androgynous beauty, platinum short hair, and a stance like a fallen angel, Sheree was the fiery heart of the Runaways. Now at 64, she is a wood sculptor specializing in chainsaw art, and once stunned the press when she restored her iconic performance lingerie from 1976. 26. Chaka Khan. When Ain't Nobody plays, the crowd can't sit still. That's the funk magic of Chaka Khan, a queen with a voice like no other. She was once dubbed the Lioness of the Stage, with her massive curly hair like a red sky and a presence that left the audience in awe. Now at 71, Chaka still performs and meditates every morning. She once shocked people by revealing she became vegan and overcame addiction through. 27. Ronnie Spectre, The Ronettes. When Be My Baby plays, you know your heart is about to melt in the sweet, yearning retro atmosphere. With thick, curly lashes, a smoky, seductive voice, and a bad girl vibe that even John Lennon fell in love with, Ronnie was the epitome of allure. Ronnie passed away in 2022, but before her death, she shocked the world when she revealed the years she spent locked away by her ex-husband, Phil Spector. 28. Marie Osmond. When Donnie and Marie aired, millions of American teen hearts stopped every week. And Marie was the perfect girl next door image. With a radiant smile, silky hair like a shampoo ad, and natural grace, Marie was once called America's Smile. Now at 65, she still maintains a youthful figure thanks to an extreme keto diet and is actively involved in child protection programs. 29. Carole King. It's Too Late was the sweetest farewell song of the 70s, and Carole King was the soul behind all those tender feelings. With a kind face, a gentle smile, and hands that crafted hundreds of hits, Carole was the legendary songwriter behind countless anthems. Now at 83, Carole lives in Idaho's pine forests, only performing for her close friends' weddings. 30. Judy Collins. Send in the Clowns played like a sad poem, and Judy Collins was the silver-haired fairy who brought every ballad to life. With ocean blue eyes and long silver hair, Judy was once called the woman of folk poetry. Now 85, she still performs regularly, and once shared that she's never gone to bed before 2 a.m. because she often stays up writing music when the moon rises. 31. Tina Turner. Proud Mary is a living testament to inner strength. Tina Turner didn't just sing. She set the stage on fire with every dance move. With long, toned legs, electrifying frizzy hair, and fiery eyes, Tina made the crowd go wild with just a kick. She passed away in 2023 at 83 after living in seclusion in Switzerland, leaving behind the memory of a tumultuous life, from an abuse survivor to a resurrection icon. 32. Carly Simon. You're So Vain is the hit that left the world wondering, who is she talking about? Mick Jagger, Warren Beatty, or someone else? Carly had a mischievous smile, full, plump lips, and a gaze that was both innocent and sharp, perfect for being the lover of American music. Now at 80, Carly lives on Martha's Vineyard, far from Hollywood, and once published a memoir revealing Mick Jagger once proposed to her while drunk. 33. Dale Bozzio, Missing Persons. Words wasn't just a song. It was a quirky electronic performance, and Dale Bozzio was the alien-like center of it all. With platinum-spiked hair, a plastic outfit, and a voice as sharp as a robot, she was the unmistakable icon of new wave. Now at 69, Dale still performs in underground clubs and owns a collection of 700 pairs of plastic shoes. 34. Sonia Christina, Curved Air. Backstreet. Love was an oddly seductive whisper, and Sonia Christina's voice led listeners into a dark, dreamlike world. With sharp, cat-like eyes, a bohemian stage style, and a voice that blended jazz, Sonia was an art rock icon of her time. At 75, she is a vocal teacher at a UK art school, and once shocked fans by revealing she lived in a traveling circus for 2 years. 35. Melanie Safka. Brand New Key may sound innocent, but it hid the mischievous, rebellious spirit of folk rock. Melanie once rocked Woodstock with just her voice and an acoustic guitar, no effects needed. Now 77, Melanie lives in Nashville, still writing music and raising a pet pig named Bob Dylan. 36. Emmylou Harris. Anyone who's heard Boulder to Birmingham will never forget Emmylou Harris's angelic, heart-wrenching voice. With radiant platinum hair since her 30s, a distant gaze, and a southern goddess aura, Emmylou was dubbed the goddess of post-rock country. Now at 77, she lives on a farm in Tennessee, raising rescue dogs. Refuses to use a cell phone because it ruins the emotions when writing music. 37. Chrissie Hynde. The Pretenders. When Brass in Pocket plays, you know Chrissie Hynde is about to hit the stage like a storm strong, sharp, and cold. With long black hair and ageless legs, Chrissie exuded the cool girl vibe long before the term became popular. Now at 73, she's still on tour and once shocked fans by saying, "I'm vegetarian not because of animals, but because meat slows me down when writing music." 38. Stevie Nicks. Fleetwood Mac. Dreams wasn't just a hit, it was a gentle curse Stevie Nicks cast into the hearts of listeners. She's the witch of rock-flowing chiffon dresses, dreamy eyes, and a voice that poured honey mixed with sorrow. Now at 76, Stevie still tours regularly and revealed that her secret to keeping her voice young is singing in front of a mirror for 15 minutes every day with a scented candle. 39. Janice Joplin. Peace of My Heart is the fiercest scream of a female rock soul, and Janice Joplin was the unstoppable fire. With messy hair, glittering sunglasses, and a wild smile, Janice was once called the wildflower of the 60s. She passed away in 1970 at 27, but few know Janice once planned to quit music and open a bar in Mexico if everything gets too much. 40. Rickie Lee Jones. Chuck E. Zin Love is an innocent love song mixed with jazz, and Rickie Lee Jones was the dreamer of American music. With a beret, flowing dress, and a voice as wandering as the wind, Rickie once made Tom Waits write her a 7-page love poem. Now 70, she still writes music and lives alone, once admitting, "I lived in a truck for 2 years just to find inspiration to keep writing." 41. Diana Ross. The Supremes. Stop in the Name of Love is a golden milestone of Motown, and Diana Ross was the dazzling star in the American music sky. With her voluminous afro hair, large eyes, and a smile fit for a queen, Diana Ross was both a beauty and a talent icon. Now at 81, she still performs with her children and once shared, "I've never stopped singing because my audience is my youth." 42. Martha Reeves. Martha and the Vandellas. Dancing in the Street not only made everyone groove, but was also a song of struggle and joy from the 60s. Martha was once called the sunshine of Motown with her petite frame, vibrant style, and energetic voice. Now at 83, she still runs for city council in Detroit, declaring, "I don't just sing, I want to change the game." 43. Maryanne Faithful. As Tears Go By is the saddest innocent song of the 60s, and Maryanne was the smoky muse of the Rolling Stones. With her raspy, seductive voice, dreamy gaze, and fragile beauty, like morning dew, Maryanne was Mick Jagger's great love. After many struggles with addiction and illness, now at 78, she lives in Paris, reads Rimbaud every morning, and writes her 6th memoir. 44. Michelle Phillips. The Mamas and the Papas. California Dreamin' is a timeless dream, and Michelle Phillips was the blonde goddess of that dream. With high cheekbones, golden hair, and a sparkling smile, Michelle was once hailed as the most beautiful woman in music. Now at 80, she lives in California, occasionally appears in TV shows, and has the habit of only eating dark chocolate every night. Rita Coolage. All Time High isn't just a James Bond movie theme, it's the alluring mark of Rita Coolage, the queen of slow rock. With deep, soulful eyes, golden brown skin, and a unique Native American Cherokee beauty, Rita was once romantically linked to both Graham Nash and Chris Christopherson. Now at 79, she writes books about her Cherokee heritage and once said, "Singing with spirit is more important than singing on stage." 46. Amanda Lear. Nobody's Heart is a classic song Amanda Lear sang as if she were the queen of a surreal world. With golden hair like the light from the cosmos, pearly skin, and seductive red lips, Amanda Lear was crowned the disco queen of the 70s. Now at 77, Amanda still lives in Paris, works as a painter, and meditates every morning, revealing that she has never aged thanks to harmonizing with cosmic energy. 47. Jean Millington. Fanny. Charity Ball is an unforgettable anthem by Jean Millington and Fanny, the pioneering all-female rock band. With short, edgy hair, a free-spirited punk style, and passionate eyes, Jean was considered the queen of the early days when women were leading rock bands. Now at 70, John lives in California and runs an animal protection organization. She reveals her secret. "The only way to maintain health is to ride my bike every day." 48. Aretha Franklin. Respect is the strongest anthem for female empowerment, and Aretha Franklin was the flame that sparked millions. With her majestic cloak and voluminous hair, Aretha was the embodiment of strength and sharpness on every stage. She passed away in 2018, but her legacy remains unmatched. Before her death, Aretha completed 100 new songs and declared, "Nothing is an ending when music is still alive." 49. Millie Jackson. Hot Wild Unrestricted wasn't just the name of an album, but the fiery, wild career of Millie Jackson. With her sizzling body, fiery red hair, and defiant gaze, Millie was the queen of funk, full of life. Now at 80, Millie lives quietly in a small house and has decided to only hold private shows, protecting her privacy after a life filled with scandals. 50. Brigitte Bardot. Moi Je Joue is the song that has enchanted every art lover, and Brigitte Bardot is the seductive icon of both cinema and music. With her golden, sun-kissed hair, bronzed skin, and lazy yet alluring gaze, Brigitte was the goddess of the screen and the legendary lover of Serge Gainsbourg. Now at 90, Brigitte has completely retired from showbiz and lives as an animal rights activist in the French countryside. 51. Lesley Gore. You Don't Own Me is an iconic song, and Lesley Gore was the 60s girl who made every heart flutter. With her short hair, innocent smile, and refined fashion sense, Lesley was the perfect blend of gentleness and strength. She passed away in 2015, but before she left, Lesley revealed that she had a fascinating private life, loved intelligent women, and even opened a beauty salon in New York. 52. Jackie DeShannon. Put a Little Love in Your Heart is a gentle yet empowering tune, and Jackie DeShannon was the voice of optimism in 60s pop rock music. With her cute short hair, expressive large eyes, and warm smile, Jackie brought freshness to every love song. Now at 79, Jackie continues to write for younger artists and spends her time reading books about meditation, calling music the only light in life. 53. Inga Rump. Whole World is a song that carries the soul, and Inga Rump was a driving force in 70s powerful music. With deep, captivating eyes, long, shiny black hair, and a graceful figure, Inga became known as one of the most bold and distinctive voices in German rock. Now at 72, she still performs at music festivals and often shares her secrets for maintaining energy through 2-hour yoga sessions. 54. Donna Summer. Last Dance is an essential tune whenever it's time to hit the dance floor, and Donna Summer was the icon of disco. With flawless brown skin, voluminous hair, and fiery dance moves, Donna brought energy to every party. She passed away in 2012, but before she left, Donna recorded her last 3 albums and enjoyed a peaceful life, dedicating time to her family and wildlife conservation. 55. Exene, Cervenka X. Los Angeles is a symbolic song of freedom and rebellion, and Exene Cervenka was the unforgettable punk warrior. With her messy hair, sharp eyes, and a voice that screamed against societal prejudices, Exene was the living symbol of punk rock. Now at 66, Exene still performs and is active in campaigns against racism, once sharing, "I've never stopped fighting for what's right." Rock stars of the 60s and 70s weren't just musical legends. They were beauty icons admired all over the world. Do you still remember Joan Jett's fiery gaze, or the wild, free-spirited charm of Stevie Nicks? These idols once stole countless hearts. Who was your teenage crush? Let us know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss a single moment.